Hello, ladies and gentle guardians, and welcome to the summary of Campaign 1, The Eclipse. This video will be going over important events that takes place in the first campaign that allows you to understand the homebrewed story that we have created and help with understanding the events that led to Campaign 2 and 3. Just a few disclosures before we begin. This was a homebrew story that was written and played after the events of Beyond Light and prior to the Witch Queen. Most importantly, as stated before, this is a homebrewed story that takes place in an alternate Destiny universe, combining some fantasy elements. The system that we use and mainly play on is Dungeons & Destiny made by Velvefang Games. Links will be provided in the description that will take you to their page, so please give credit where credit is due. Without further ado, let us summarize Campaign 1, The Eclipse. Chapter 1. 6 shards, each containing a paracausal power, were scattered throughout the system of Sol. Each shard harnessed what seems to be the raw power of the elements within Destiny. Solar, Arc, Void, Stasis, Necrotic. It would have been Strand, but this was way before Lightfall. And Darkness. Just general darkness. The party consisted of 5 guardians: Drake 13, a Darkness subclass warlock played by Michael, Raiden, a Revenant hunter played by Ethan, Kachkor, a Stormcaller warlock played by Ryan, Hyperbole, a Striker Titan played by John, and Valkyra, a Gunslinger hunter played by Nikki. Throughout the campaign, the party kept finding these shards of power without knowing their origin, but they all seem to have one similarity. Some of them came from, or were, part of a dragon. A new speaker within the last city named Dakarn was appointed after the tragic death of the other speaker during the Red War, and he did some pretty shady stuff to get into power. More on this later. The party reluctantly trusted the speaker to take care of these shards, but still kept a close eye on him. The Stasis shard was in possession of Clovis, after he tried to rebuild an exo army with stasis weapons to march on to the last city. The Necrotic shard was found on a green dragon who attacked a small, quaint village of New Reese. New Reese was the home of the Elixir of the House of Light before it became a second last city. The village was watched over by a single guardian named Alora, a trusted friend of the party that plays a very important role in this campaign. Chapter 2. The Void Shard was in possession of the Vex, after they used its power to manipulate space-time and kidnap helpless guardians and drain them of their light. The Vex also used it to bridge the gap between planes of existences and bring forth creatures not of this plane to attack the last city. This is where they find Keldris, the blue dragon in possession of the Arc Shard. The party promised to bring him back to his home if he cooperated, but unfortunately, he would not be returning home. Chapter 3. The Red Legion has returned with a spiffy rebranding, calling themselves the Blood Legion, led by a tyrannical cabal named Daurok. With the power of the Solar Shard, he sought to finish what Gaul started. With the help of guardians who have turned against the city, one amongst them being Insomnia, a tiefling hunter. More on her later. The Blood Legion took over the last city, like the Red Legion did, and forcefully evicted the citizens of the last city. The party rallied together and struck back with Keitel at their side, and reclaimed the last city, defeating Daurok along with the other guardians who betrayed the last city, except for Insomnia. As for her, she retreated to the Cosmodrome, where Crow hunted her down. Insomnia defeated Crow, stealing his Hawk Moon. He asked for the party's help to apprehend Insomnia and taking back his hand cannon. They tracked her down in a long-forgotten section of the wall in the Cosmodrome. The party encountered traps and puzzles left by Insomnia, but eventually reached her. She was broken. Her ghost was dead in her hands, thanks to the previous encounter with Crow. The party had the choice of killing her or arresting her. They chose the latter. Insomnia was confused and conflicted by the choices she has made, but promised to redeem herself in the future, in the name of her ghost. Chapter 4. A couple months later, the party is told of strange hive activity within Old Chicago and are sent to investigate. Beneath the ruined city was a hive ritual that brought forth into the material plane umbral hive that were infused with pure darkness, giving them special abilities similar to Lucent Hive and Witch Queen. The umbral hive were captured by the party, and using psyops, they invaded the umbral hive's mind to read their memories. Turns out, Savathun was gifted the power of darkness and gave it to their hive. Eris hatched an idea to enter Savathun's throne world and destroy the source of this dark power. The party would use Insomnia to be given the power of darkness on the pyramid ship on Europa. She redeemed herself and at the same time helped the party. Insomnia used this dark power to reopen the portal beneath Old Chicago to Savathun's throne world. Within it was a pyramid ship that held the source of the darkness power, a black dragon. The black dragon was defeated, and the dark shard was recovered and taken back to the last city. Savathun tricked the party into gathering all the shards in one spot, disguising herself as Osiris. She teleported herself along with the shards back to her throne world and prevented the party from reaching her. Savathun used the shards to complete the ritual that would revive the true BBEG of the campaign. 1 week later, the party was sent to rescue a lost Guardian scout on the moon within the Hellmouth. They found the Guardian's light was gone and her speech unintelligible, and she was frightened of something. The Guardian was brought back to Dakarn, but the new speaker did not seem to care about her condition, no concern about the well-being of the Guardian. It was later discovered that the Guardian that they rescued was the BBEG disguising herself. Elora wanted to help the party figure out a way to stop the Pyramid Fleet. Elora gave Insomnia a relic once held by her Titan husband, Windfear, and used Deep Sight to unlock its memories. 150 years ago, Windfear and Dakarn were once brothers. They weren't actually related, but their friendship was that strong. They were once part of a fire team, but they eventually had a falling out. Elora and Windfear were banished from the last city. Years later, Dakarn asked for Windfear's help to investigate the Hellmouth. Dakarn tricked Windfear, trapping him within the hive lair. Windfear was face to face with a dark entity that whispered its name to him, Tiamat. With the last of his light, he destroyed Tiamat along with himself, trapping her soul and power within 6 shards and scattering them throughout space and time. The party realized that the ritual completed by Savathun brought back Tiamat. With this realization, the party stormed Dakarn's office with Elora at their side, and the true face of evil was revealed. The Guardian they rescued transformed into Tiamat, and Dakarn has been working for her the entire time. The party fought hard, but just before they were killed, Elora sacrificed herself and teleported the party safely away from danger. The city fell once again, and the people migrated to New Reese. Insomnia later approached the party, saying that Elora gave her a shard of metal that could be useful. Insomnia used Deep Sight and discovered that Windfear had made a weapon that could destroy Tiamat, should she rise again. The party had one last chance to stop this threat. They delved into the Hellmouth once more, retrieving the weapon, and now they were ready to face Tiamat. The party made their way through Tiamat's pyramid ship, destroying Dakarn and defeating Savathun. Now they faced Tiamat. After a long battle, Tiamat was on their final stand, using the last of her power to destroy the party and the Traveler. But the Traveler reacted, using its light to obliterate Tiamat, along with itself. They woke up in a crater below where the Traveler once stood. The threat was finally gone. Epilogue. Months later, New Reese was made the new home of the people and Guardians. Petrichor was made Warlock Vanguard with Ikora stepping down, and a red dragonborn titan named Talkul took Zavala's place. Crow was made Hunter Vanguard and married Valkyra, and adopted an awoken child named Cade, nicknamed Baby Cade. Raiden died protecting the people, helping them escape the Lost City. Drake turned the darkness and made himself a disciple of the Witness. And that pretty much concludes Campaign 1. Like I said, just a little short summary video and covering all of the important bits. If you want to listen in to Campaign 2, links will be provided to the playlist for that, as well as the Spotify playlist. Tune into Campaign 3, that will be going live on June the 18th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I hope you enjoyed this little summary video, and I hope it helped give you some insight as to the homebrew story that we made. Anyways, thank you all for listening. Have a good day.